What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to part 3 of my skill inheritance guide series. And in this series I tell you guys the best skill sets and the best options for every unit. In the last 2 episodes I covered all of the S plus tier and S tier units, so if you have any of those top tier units, I highly recommend you to check out the previous episodes. And I did not cover Tharja because at that time she was an A plus tier unit and now she has risen up to the S tier, so I'll be doing her in the next video. So in this video I'll be covering some of the A plus tier units, and once again I want to give a big shout out to the creator of this tool. His links are going to be in description. This is definitely the best planner tool for this mechanic. So let's begin with Lyn. So Lyn is a high risk high reward sweeper, and she has become much better with skill inheritance mechanic as she can abuse her weapon even more. So we're gonna give her reciprocal aid because she always wants to be below 50% HP so that she can abuse her weapon, and this weapon has desperation 2 built into it as you can see. And for her special we're gonna give her Luna. Now Moonbow can also work because it does have lower cooldown, but Luna in general will win her more matchups as Lyn has very low base attack, so Luna definitely helps her with her damage output. And for slot A we're gonna give her Death Blow, and for slot B you always wanna run Brash Assault because Brash Assault has incredible synergy with Lyn's Soul Catty. So basically Brash Assault gives you a follow-up attack if you're below 50% HP against a unit who can counter attack, and Soul Catty then makes that follow-up attack instant. So this makes Lyn a very scary sweeper. Brash Assault I would say is the best skill for her slot B and you should always run this. For slot C we're gonna give her Threat and Defense because like I said her base attack is quite low, so you want to maximize her damage output, and that's why you have to run Threat and Defense so that you can do more damage after you have debuffed an opponent. Now for slot A, Fury is definitely an option and does help her win in certain matchups, and if you do not want to spend your SP on Fury or Death Blow, you can even run her default Defiant Attack. But keep in mind that Defiant Attack does not stack up with a skill like Hone Attack, so that's why Death Blow or Fury is much recommended because you can stack Hone Attack boost on top of these skills, and Death Blow in general will win her more matchups. Gale Force could also be a very niche option as it does allow her to sweep even more, but usually a skill like Luna or Moonbow are gonna be more consistent and you're gonna be proccing Luna and Moonbow much more than you're gonna be proccing Gale Force. So it's up to you if you want to use Gale Force or if you want to use Luna or Moonbow. And Brash Assault actually cancels out Swordbreaker's skill, and then Lyn is able to outspeed that unit who has Swordbreaker if she has 5 speed points more than that unit. So I'll show you guys that in a moment. So here we have got Erica, who usually runs Swordbreaker on her B slot, and this is a very popular option on her. And as you can see right here, Lyn is not able to win this matchup, and Lyn has Death Blow. So like I said before, in certain matchups Fury will help you win them, so it's up to you if you want to run Fury or Death Blow. So here we have a Fury Lyn, and Fury Lyn is actually able to 1-round KO a Swordbreaker Erica, and like you can see, Lyn is able to make a follow-up attack despite Erica having Swordbreaker's skill. Now this is not a glitch on this calc or anything like that, because Brash Assault, like I said, cancels out any kind of breaker skill, and then the unit is able to outspeed the other unit if it has 5 speed points more than the other unit. So as you can see right here, Fury Lyn gets enough speed to outspeed this Erica with Swordbreaker, and this is a neutral speed Erica. So as you can see right here, Brash Assault can be really good, and it's up to you if you want to run Fury or not. So Fury, as you can see, this is her matchup chart, and this is her matchup chart with Death Blow. And as you can see, Death Blow gives her more wins, so that's why Death Blow is the superior option. But in some cases, Fury will of course win you those matchups like you just saw. So this was Lyn's skill set, and even a minus speed Lyn can work with the skill set because she does not need the speed for anything actually. The follow-up attacks happen due to her Brash Assault and her Soul Catty. So if you were unlucky to get a minus speed Lyn, and if you didn't already send her home, you can definitely use the skill set on that Lyn and you wouldn't really lose much. So yeah, minus speed can work with this Lyn as well. So that is the skill set for Lyn. Now let's move on to our second unit. The second unit we're going to be taking a look at is going to be young Tiki. So with skill and inheritance mechanics, she faces a very tough competition from the fellow dragon Noe, who actually has ways of neutralizing the super effective damage from Falchion users with the help of Triangle Adept, but unfortunately young Tiki does not have any kind of luxury like that, so it's a bit hard for her, and this is the skill set which you should run. And Lightning Breath Plus is perfect because young Tiki is kind of a frontline unit, and Lightning Breath does have distant counter built into it, so she's able to retaliate back even when a ranged unit attacks her. For her assist skill, you can either give her swap or reposition, or even some of the rally skills if you want to. It's up to you. Swap and reposition work really well with a tanky unit like young Tiki. And for her special, we're gonna give her Moonbow because Lightning Breath does increase her special trigger cooldown by 1, so that's why we want to select a special that has the lowest cooldown. You can even run Bonfire if you want to because her defense stat is really nice, but keep in mind that her weapon increases the special trigger cooldown by 1, so Bonfire actually becomes a 4-turn cooldown move as opposed to being Moonbow, which is a 3-turn cooldown move. And for slot A, we're gonna give her Fury, and for slot B, you always wanna give her Quick Riposte because she is a frontline unit, and frontline units like young Tiki definitely should have Quick Riposte. For her slot C, it's up to you. You can either stay with Breath of Life or you can change it to a Hone skill like Hone Attack, or even give her Threat and Resistance. It's up to you. In my opinion, I like to give Hone Attack because it's a really good support skill. Fury is definitely a very good option because it prevents her from getting doubled by many threats in the metagame, as it bumps her speed to this very nice speed stat of 33, and Fury also allows her to lift some fatal hits from some units. I'll show you guys some calcs. So here we have got this young Tiki with the same skill set, and she's up against a Fury Marth, which is a very popular build in the current metagame. So with Fury, young Tiki is actually able to take a hit from a Fury Marth. Now if we remove Fury on young Tiki, she just dies to Fury Marth. So as you can see, Fury definitely helps her in some matchups, and it also helps her one round KO Julia, who's gonna be attacking her, and without Fury, young Tiki actually fails to KO Julia. So that's why Fury is really good, but unfortunately even with Fury, this young Tiki is going to be dying to Lucina, and a Fury Lucina to be specific. Now it might look like Fury does not have synergy with Quick Riposte, but it actually gives her extra bulk to survive hits, and she can avoid getting doubled by a lot of threats. Fury, in my opinion, is an amazing option, but if you really dislike Fury as an option, her default Armored Blow could also work, as this allows her to work both in enemy phase and the player phase, as in player phase she can use Armored Blow, and in enemy phase she can make use of Quick Riposte and do the job. So this was skill set of young Tiki. Now let's move on to our third unit, and now we're going to be taking a look at Cordelia. So after skill inheritance mechanic, Cordelia has become much more threatening because of this specific skill set. So we like to address this skill set as Cordelia, and for her assist skill we're going to be giving her Ardent Sacrifice, and for her special we're going to give her Luna, as this is going to be amazing with her build. And for her slot A, we're going to get rid of this Triangle Adept and give her Life and Death. And for slot B, we're gonna give her Desperation, and for slot C, we're gonna give her Threat and Speed, as it does have good synergy with Desperation. Now with the skill set, you definitely want to have a plus speed Cordelia, but even if you do not have a plus speed Cordelia, it's not really gonna make too much of a difference, as she's only gonna lose out on few matchups. And if you do not have a plus speed Cordelia, I guess you can run bone speed support with a teammate. So this Cordelia is complete monster because she is able to throw out 4 consecutive hits on opponents that she can outspeed, coming from her monstrous 48 attack. With this skill set, she's able to destroy almost all red units, all colorless units, and all blue units except for Effie, and with this skill set she can just one round KO them, and green units will of course still destroy her, like Hector can easily take 4 hits from her and just kill her, so you'll have to watch out for them. Although Julia and Nino do die to this skill set. You can even run Death Blow if you want to, but she wouldn't be able to win as many matchups as she can with Life and Death. So Life and Death is the premium skill for her to run with the skill set. One Ardent Sacrifice puts her in the Desperation range, and this is really good because she does not have to indulge in any kind of combat with her pathetic bulk. Now Threat and Speed is a must on this skill set because it helps you quad attack many units after they have been hit by this debuff, and her default Gale Force can also be run on her if you want to, because she will be able to take out 2 units in 1 turn, because this Cordelia is quite ridiculous. So you can definitely run Gale Force, but it's quite situational to be honest. But hey, it's still an option. Luna is still the superior option because it will give you more consistent results. And I'll show you guys the matchup chart of this beast known as Cordelia. So here we have got Cordelia, and let's give her Life and Death, Desperation, and Luna. And let's assume that she has used 1 Ardent Sacrifice, and now she is at 30 HP, and now she's in the Desperation range. So look at this matchup chart. 94 wins and 18 losses, and these 18 losses come from green units mostly, as you can see. So Gunter defeats her, Frederick defeats her, Hector of course absolutely demolishes her, and Michaelis crushes her, Minerva crushes her, Narcian has got Lancebreaker, so he also is able to crush Cordelia. So basically, as you can see, only green units can beat this Cordelia set, otherwise she's able to destroy pretty much every unit in the cast. So this was Cordelia's skill set. Now let's move on to our 4th unit, and now we're going to be talking about Thunderfist Reinhardt. So Reinhardt has become a monster with this mechanic, and now it's even more scarier to face a Reinhardt in arena, because he has got such an explosive power that he can 1-round KO a lot of units. So here we have got Reinhardt. So for his assist skill, we're gonna give him Drawback, which is a very good support skill, as he is a mounted unit, so he has very good movement, and he can definitely make good use of this support skill and support other teammates. For his special, we're gonna give him Luna. Even Moonbow works, and if you have a plus attack Reinhardt, then Draconic Aura is best, because with Death Blow, Reinhardt is actually able to hit 50 attacks, so that actually gives him 15 points of additional damage. So if you've got plus attack Reinhardt, you should run Draconic Aura, and if you do not have a plus attack Reinhardt, then you can just run Luna or Moonbow. It's up to you. And for his slot A, like I said, Death Blow should be run, and for his slot B, you should be running Lancebreaker. For his slot C, you wanna give him Threatened Resistance, as this allows him to hit even harder after he has debuffed some opponents. And if you're running a Horse Emblem team, you can even give him Hone Cavalry or Fortify Cavalry. So let's go with Threatened Resistance. And I've seen a lot of people give him Blarblade Plus from Odin, and I would just like to say that Dire Thunder is actually much better in almost all scenarios, because units like Linda are actually much better Blarblade users. So that's why you should keep Dire Thunder on Reinhardt, and please do not run Life and Death on Reinhardt, because with the speed boost he gets from Life and Death, he's not really able to outspeed anyone. So the speed boost you get from Life and Death is quite useless, to be honest, and you're going to be sacrificing a 5-star unit just like that. So that's why Death Blow is much better, and Death Blow is honestly the best A-slot skill for him, because he is a player phase unit, and Death Blow allows him to kill even some green units like Minerva. So let's take a look at his matchup chart. So here we have Reinhardt, and we're gonna give him Death Blow, Lancebreaker, and Draconic Aura with plus attack. So as you can see, 96 wins and 6 losses. That's a very good matchup chart, as you can see. So Reinhardt can destroy a lot of the cast, but the only flaw is that Reinhardt's rating is actually quite bad. So yeah, that's kinda tough for him. And Reinhardt is a player phase unit, like I said. So that's why Vantage isn't really that useful for him, because Reinhardt doesn't have that kind of power to kill a unit in one single hit. So that's why you can run Lancebreaker on him, and you can even run Poison Strike if you want to get some chip damage on some green units which he's not able to kill, like Sheena and Camilla. And that is pretty much going to be Reinhardt's moveset. He's a very good unit, but he's kind of held back because of his low rating. This matchup chart is phenomenal actually. As you can see, he only loses to Cecilia, and then he loses to Hector, Julia, like the common green units actually. Nino of course will destroy Reinhardt, and female Robin, which not a lot of people use. So he does not lose to too many units, and he only loses to like the obvious green units. So yeah, that was Reinhardt's skill set. Now let's move on to our 5th unit, and now we're going to be taking a look at Empress Sanaki. So Sanaki is a very interesting unit as she can do the job of a nuke and also support her teammates. So for her skill set, we're going to be giving her rally attack. For her special, we're going to be giving her draconic aura. She's got very good attack stat. And for her A slot, we're going to get rid of triangle adept and give her life and death. And for her slot B, we're going to give her sword breaker. And for slot C, we're going to give her hone speed instead of hone attack. Now the first thing you guys might ask is why I've got rally attack and her Cymbeline. Isn't it a bit too redundant? But the thing is, Cymbeline's attack bonus only activates when she initiates an attack, and she cannot attack and rally a unit at the same time. So she can use rally attack to support units when she's not attacking, and she can support her teammates while attacking due to the attack boost she gets from her weapon. So hope this clears up why I've got rally attack and her signature weapon Cymbeline. So Draconic Aura actually gives her 16 points of additional damage. Plus speed Sanaki in particular gets a huge mileage out of the skill as she's able to nuke a lot of stuff and double decent amount of units. So having plus speed on her is pretty good, but even if you do not have plus speed, it's still fine. So Swordbreaker absolutely allows her to kill every sword unit in the game, and this goes really well with her explosive power as she can even take out Eliwood through his secret calc skill, and that is pretty insane because Eliwood has second highest resistance stat after Shida, as you can see right here. So Shida is the first sword unit who has got the highest resistance, and then Eliwood is the second sword unit with the highest resistance stat. And as you can see, she is able to one round KO Eliwood through his sacred calc. So with this, she's able to check sword units, and she already blows back green units into another dimension. So that's why Swordbreaker is amazing for her. So this is a plus speed Sanaki's matchup chart. 72 wins is actually pretty good, and if we take away the plus speed IV, she still does have a pretty decent matchup chart, although she loses out on 10 matchups. So having plus speed IV is definitely very good. And if you cannot run life and death on her because you do not have extra Minervas or extra Jafars, you can definitely run Death Blow on her, but Life and Death Sanaki actually wins more matchups compared to a Death Blow Sanaki, as you can see. So this is the matchup chart of a Life and Death Sanaki, and this is the matchup chart of a Death Blow Sanaki. So her matchup chart does become quite worse, so that's why Life and Death is the superior choice for her, and she's able to outspeed some Lancers like Ephraim who have poor speed and poor resistance, and she can even one round KO them. So that's why Life and Death is the premium choice, and there are some particular cases which I want to show you guys. So a Death Blow Sanaki actually fails to one round KO a Julia, as you can see. So she fails to do this, and if you run Life and Death, then she is able to one round KO a neutral speed Julia. So as you can see, Life and Death is better in this situation. And another example is versus Hector. So she is able to one round KO Hector with Life and Death, but if she has Death Blow, she fails to one round KO Hector and instead she dies. So as you can see, Life and Death is definitely the better skill for her. And as you can see, this is not a plus speed Sanaki. I'm showing you calcs with neutral speed Sanaki, and as you can see, she is able to get a lot of mileage out of Life and Death. But I know not everyone can sacrifice a 5-star unit to give her Life and Death. So if you're running Death Blow, then I definitely recommend you to run Iceberg on her, as both Iceberg and Draconic Aura give her 17 points of additional damage. So it's up to you if you want to run Draconic Aura or Iceberg. Now Death Blow Sanaki does fail to one round KO Hector, but if you have got a plus attack Sanaki, she can definitely one round KO Hector, but it still does not help her one round KOing Julia. So that's why Life and Death is better. So just wanted to add that before I forget it. So she is a very good unit as she's able to support teammates with her rally attack and Cymbeline weapon, and with hone speed as well, which we gave her, and she can destroy all sword units and all green units with her destructive power. So she is definitely a very good unit. Now let's move on to our 6th unit, and now let's take a look at the Hero King Marth. So for his skill set, you can run Reciprocal Aid if you want to, but Pivot is also a pretty good option. Reciprocal Aid does make him a pretty good passive healer because he does get recovery from his falchion, so he's able to heal his teammates. And for his special, we're going to be running Bonfire, and for slot A, we're going to be running Fury. For slot B, Desperation is pretty good, and for slot C, we can run Threat and Speed. Now Fury makes him a very nice all-rounded unit, giving him offensive and defensive boost to his stats, and he's definitely one of my favorite units in the game. So Falchion's recovery is definitely very nice, combined with Reciprocal Aid and Fury, and Threat and Speed is also a very good option because after the debuff, he's able to outspeed more units and he's able to abuse his Desperation skill. And Bonfire is the superior option compared to Draconic Aura, as it gives him 16 points of additional damage, which is 1 point more than Draconic Auras. And you should only run Draconic Aura if you have got a minus defense Marth. Otherwise, you should always just run Bonfire, as he's able to get 16 points of additional damage due to his 32 defense. So this is the best skill set for Marth, and I know I usually tell you guys the best skill sets and the most mainstream sets, but I really want to share this niche set which Marth has, and it's obviously not the best, but it can be a very fun physical tank set if you happen to have a plus defense Marth. So with this skill set, you want to go with plus defense, and for his special, you want to give him Pavis. And for his assist skill, you can either give him Swap or Reposition because both skills are really good on tanky units. So for his slot A, you want to give him Armored Blow, and for slot B, you want to give him Renewal, and for slot C, you want to give him Threaten Attack. You can even run Sacred Call if you want to because it does help him take ranged hits, but this is a physically tanky set, so that's why Pavis is pretty good. And Renewal actually stacks up with Falchion and gives him another form of recovery, and Armored Blow makes it so that Marth can be more tanky in player phase, and Threaten Attack further helps that. And you can even run Noontime if you want to, but it kind of gets a bit redundant as he gets 3 forms of recovery. So in my opinion, Pavis is better. The reason why this could be a pretty decent set is because of the fact that Marth has got a very good speed stat unlike other tanky units in the game, and he's able to avoid getting doubled by many threats. So this is another set for Marth, but this is pretty niche in my opinion. It's obviously not top tier set like the Fury plus Desperation set, but this is more of a fun set. So this was Marth's skill sets. Now let's move on to our 7th unit, and now we're going to be taking a look at a green unit, and that unit is going to be Raven. So Raven excels right now with his quad attacking glass cannon set, so let's give him that skill set. You want to give him Reciprocal Aid. For his special, you want to give him Luna, and Reciprocal Aid does help him get in his Desperation range, so that's why Reciprocal Aid is really good. And for his slot A, we want to give him Life and Death, and for slot C, we're going to give him Threat and Speed. Just like the Cordelia set, you really want to have a plus speed IV on him to make him work at his maximum potential, but even if you do not have a plus speed boon, you can still make it work by running a Hone Speed teammate with Raven and make it even for him, so he can consecutively attack 4 times on a unit he outspeeds. And for a build like this, outspeeding your opponent and quad attacking them is everything, so that's why Threat and Speed is definitely very recommended. Raven is an amazing unit in this metagame because he's able to blow back the blue units which are on the rise, as you guys might have seen, and he can check almost all green units except for Hector. So I'll show you guys some of the calcs. So this calc is against Minerva, who is the 2nd best axe user in the game, and let's assume that Raven is in his Desperation range by being at 30 HP, and we have got the same skill set without plus speed IV, and he's able to 1-round KO this Minerva, and he can even 1-round KO Sheena, who has got the 6th highest defense stat in the game, as you can see by the stat table. She is the 6th unit which has got the highest defense, and this Raven hits really hard, and I'll show you guys why Threat and Speed is much needed. So let's have the best sword user in the game right now, Ryoma, against Raven. Obviously, Ryoma is able to destroy Raven, but let's imagine that Ryoma has been hit by Threat and Speed debuff, and now he has -5 speed, so his penalty is gonna be -5, and Raven is actually able to one round KO Ryoma, and Ryoma does not have bad defense stat. As you can see, 27 is not a bad defense stat at all, and he's able to one round KO Ryoma, which just shows you how powerful Raven is. So that's why threat and speed is very needed, and this is Raven's matchup chart. As you can see, he has got 80 wins when he's a neutral speed Raven, and if we make him plus speed, he does get more wins, and if we make him plus attack, it actually becomes much better for him as he's able to have 87 wins. So yeah, plus speed and plus attack are definitely recommended, but even a neutral Raven will destroy the whole cast pretty much, and only red units will be able to stop him. And as you can see, a red unit like Ryoma, who has been hit by threat and speed's debuff, also gets one round KO'd by Raven. So Raven is a really good unit, and this is his best skill set in my opinion. So now let's move on to our 8th unit, and now we're going to be taking a look at Olwen. So Olwen is kinda inferior when compared to Reinhardt in terms of raw power, but she has one advantage over him, and that is her speed, and she shines with the speed in Horse Emblem teams. So outside Horse Emblem, Reinhardt is usually a better option. So this is the skill set you want to run on Olwen if you're using her on a Horse Emblem team. So for her weapon, you want to give her Blade Plus, and this is from a 5-star Odin. So unfortunately, you will have to sacrifice 20,000 feathers to get this monster, and you want to give her Ardent Sacrifice, as one Ardent Sacrifice does help her get in the desperation range. And for her special, we're gonna give her Moonbow because Blade Plus does increase the special trigger cooldown. And for her slot C, you can leave Ward Cavalry or you can give her Threat and Resistance. It's up to you. And now I'll show you guys the matchup chart of this monster known as Olwen on a Horse Emblem team. So as you can see right here, you can see we have got the same set. Now let's assume that she has used one Ardent Sacrifice, and let's give her the boost which she's going to be getting from a Horse Emblem team, which is +6 attack, +6 speed from Hone Cavalry, and +6 defense and +6 resistance from Fortified Cavalry. Now look at his matchup chart, 115 wins and only 1 loss. And the only one unit that she loses to is not used that much in this metagame, and that unit is female Robin. You never see female Robin, so she is able to dominate the entire cast, and she goes even with Arthur and another green unit, Narcian. So she's able to destroy the whole cast with this skill set. It's absolutely insane how monstrous this Olwen can become with Fortify and Hone Cavalry boost with Odin's weapon. So this is her best skill set in my opinion. But if you do not wanna sacrifice your 5-star Odin, and if you do not want to sacrifice 20,000 feathers, you can still run Dire Thunder, and with Dire Thunder and Hone Cavalry boost, she's able to quad attack many units. So I'll show you guys her matchup chart with Dire Thunder. So let's give her Dire Thunder, and she is able to get 106 wins, which is actually really amazing. So it's up to you if you want to run Blade Plus or Dire Thunder if you're going to be using her on a Horse Emblem team. I guess you can call her a situational unit as she excels with a specific type of team archetype and not individually, but there's no denying that she is a monster when she has the Hone Cavalry and the Fortify Cavalry boost. So this was Olwen's skill set. Now let's move on to everyone's favorite, Takumi. So that is going to be my 9th unit for this video. He definitely fell off from his prime because so many good counters to him have emerged because of this skill inheritance mechanic, and more power creep has emerged as well due to this mechanic. So an archer like Quadsuna definitely is more threatening than Takumi. Before skill inheritance, he used to be a big problem, but now I don't really see him that much in arena, and taking care of him isn't really that hard. I know a lot of you probably know the set, but still I'm gonna mention it. So here we have got Takumi. We want to give him Reciprocal Aid and we want to give him Vantage. So Reciprocal Aid is amazing with Vengeance as you get to drop to low HP with Takumi without indulging in any kind of combat, and best case scenario, Takumi drops to 1 HP with Reciprocal Aid and he's gonna be doing 18 points of damage, which is really good, and this also helps him reach the Vantage range. So Reciprocal Aid, Vantage and Desperation have very good synergy with each other, so you should run this, and you can even run Quick Riposte if you want to. it's pretty good. And I guess then you can take a reciprocal aid and give him some other skill like drawback or maybe pivot to make him much more threatening. But in my opinion, I think that the Vantage set is definitely the better one, and Threaten Defense is also an option instead of using Threaten Speed if you have extra SP on Takumi. But both skills have their own use. Threaten Speed is much better if you have a plus speed Takumi, and if you have a minus speed Takumi, you should use Threaten Defense. Although if you have a neutral speed Takumi, it's up to you what skill you want to run for his slot C. You can go with his default Threaten Speed, or for improving his damage output you can go with Threaten Defense. So it's up to you, because most of the time the C slot is up to the player's preference. Now let's move on to the final unit for this video, and I'm gonna be taking a look at Karel. So on Karel, you wanna run Reciprocal Aid, and you wanna run Threaten Speed and Life and Death. So Reciprocal Aid is amazing because it helps him reach his desperation range, and he can instantly drop to 1 HP by healing another low HP ally, and this skill can also be used to maximize his reprisal damage output. So reprisal is already a pretty good option on him, so you need not change that, because it's a 2-turn cooldown move, and Karel has got good HP stat to abuse this skill. So in best case scenario, if Karel is at 1 HP, he gets to do 23 additional damage because of Reprisal and Vodao Plus, and that is actually insane. And Death Blow and Defiant Attack can also be run on his slot A, but Life and Death is such an amazing skill for an offensive unit like him, and will win him much more matchups compared to Death Blow and Defiant Attack, and his default Desperation should be left as it is on B slot, as it is the perfect skill with his skill set. And if you get a plus attack Karel, he gets to reach 51 attack and 40 speed, and those stats are absolutely beautiful offensive stats in my opinion. So this was part 3 of my skill inheritance guide series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and share this video with your friends. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.